Hello and welcome to the Jason Eldridge Photo Show. In this video, we're going to be talking about buying your photo gear local. I've been seriously into photography since about 2001, which makes me old. And over that time, I have bought almost all of my gear from probably the foremost online photography store. There's a good chance that if you've bought anything for photography, you've probably bought it from that place. Now, my experience has been great. It's been sterile, we'll say, where I just make the purchase, they send it to me. Once in a blue moon, I'll have to call for customer service. They've all been nice. They've been able to take care of my problems. So really, it's not been an issue. But I can't tell you the name of a single person I've dealt with since 2001. Now, let's contrast that with a place that I love to go out west. I love to go to Jackson Hole, as pretty much any landscape photographer would love to go. So Jackson Hole is right next to the Grand Tetons, if you don't know that. You should definitely look it up if you don't know. But while there, I decided to look for a photography store. Remember those? There used to be everywhere where you could go and just browse and look at the gear and touch it and feel it and call it George and all of that beautiful stuff, but they're not around much anymore. And in large part because of that foremost establishment that I talked about. Well, while I was in Jackson Hole, I looked it up. Sure enough, they have a camera store. So I thought, this is not going to be great. I'm going to go in there, it's going to be really tiny. Well, I go there, and if you've been to Jackson, it's very touristy. All of the shops mostly are pretty tiny. But this photography store was a decent size. But more importantly, they had all the gear that you would want. Anything that you could think of, they probably had at least a version of it. But more than that, more than what the store had, they had an individual named Travis Lucas. He ran the store, still runs the store actually. And we talked for a long time. And then I found myself going back and talking to Travis, maybe picking up a little bit of gear here and there. Well, while there, I also met a gentleman named Isaac Spots. If you don't know him, look him up on Instagram. One of the best wildlife photographers I have ever seen. And he's young, and yes, that's frustrating. Anyway, check out Isaac, but back to the store. So this is the Wyoming Camera Outfitters, the Jackson branch. And like I said, I go in there, I talk to them, we establish a rapport, we talk about photography, we start talking about life and everything else. And then I found myself going back again, maybe buying a little bit more equipment. And then I asked him, do you do orders online? He said, we absolutely do not, but we do phone call orders. And I said, that's fantastic. So recently I had a lens that I want to purchase, and I called Travis. I said, hey Travis, this is Jason. He goes, yeah, I remember you and your family. You came in, you played with our dog. It was great. I said, yeah, that's me. So I said, I want to order a lens. He said, okay, let's take a look. He was out of stock. He called his Casper store. They were out of stock. So he decided to go ahead and place an order for me and should have it in about 7 days. Now, the big store that I talked about is also out of stock. So apparently it's the lens that's the issue at this point. But the whole point of this video is that I have an individual that I talk to that I still message on Facebook all the time, that we've established a bit of a friendship, and all over photography and photography gear. Now, that lens, it's going to go to a shop. He'll have to call me, I'll give him my credit card information, we'll make that transaction, and he'll mail it to me. Is it slower than going with that big foremost one? Absolutely. It's a little bit slower, but not by much. And you have to talk to an individual. You have to pick up the phone and call someone and say, hey, this is Jason. Although, if your name isn't Jason, that would be kind of weird. But feel free to purchase any photography equipment and have it sent to my house. I'm good with that. But we're missing that. We're running out of those local places, those small places that we can go and establish that rapport and just talk to people that are like-minded and enjoy ourselves. The bigger those stores get, the more the little store starts to fail. And like I said, it's only a minor inconvenience to have to call him to get this order. That's it. It doesn't cost me any more, maybe $5, $6 more in shipping or something like that. But it's not enough to want to give that big store my business when I know someone named Travis that will absolutely take care of me from start to finish. So if you are not aware of Wyoming Camera Outfitters, the next time you're in Jackson, go look them up, go out, visit Travis, say, hey, Jason sent me, and no, I'm not sponsored in any way by Wyoming Camera Outfitters, but I wouldn't say no, just so we're clear here. They're a great place. If you're in Jackson, go check out Wyoming Camera Outfitters. If you're not in Jackson, look local. Maybe you've got one of those small photography stores that you can go in and build that friendship, build that rapport with the employees there. If you don't, call Jackson, call Camera Outfitters, talk to Travis. He'll get you taken care of. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to talk about buying local and supporting a smaller store and maybe creating a new friendship or two in the process. So I'm going to end this as I always do. Grab your camera, get off the couch, escape, explore, and create. I can't breathe. Iced coffee is the best.